What are some of your less common opinions about JIN from BTS? Jin is undeniably a talented singer and dancer, and while he has certainly evolved over the past 10 years, my views might stir up some debate. I want to clarify that Jin is my bias, and my comments come from a place of admiration, not negativity. I don't know him personally, I'm simply sharing my observations based on what we see. Here are a few thoughts that might be considered a bit controversial. Jin seems to exhibit one of the most noticeable shifts in personality when he's on stage or in front of a camera. In interviews, he comes across as very extroverted and lively, but there are times when he becomes noticeably quieter and more reserved. He's one of the few introverts in the group, according to MBTI types, and a fellow member once mentioned that Youngi's outward persona reflects Jin's inner self, and vice versa. Jimin has also pointed out that interacting with Jin outside of work can be a bit challenging. These traits aren't necessarily negative, they simply highlight that he's more introverted compared to the others. Even though he's naturally sociable and possesses excellent communication skills, I believe social situations can be quite draining for him. That said, I think the Jin we see in public still represents a genuine part of who he is. Outside of work, he's likely still a fun and lively person, just perhaps in a more subdued way. Jin possesses exceptional social skills within BTS. This is something that often goes unrecognized, but Jin excels at forming new connections and engaging with others, which is one of his most valuable contributions to the group. He not only eases the atmosphere during interviews and award shows, but also actively networks with industry professionals. I believe his ability to challenge Big Hit and assert his own style, Jin Hit, stems from the strong relationships he has built with his superiors, including Bang PD, perhaps even more so than the other members. It's clear how at ease he was while interacting with the president, which shows he has a likable personality and is quite skilled at dealing with influential figures, perhaps a trait he picked up from his CEO father. He really dedicates a significant amount of time to playing video games. It almost feels like he has a bit of an obsession with gaming. The other members seem quite frustrated with him when he chooses to play games instead of engaging with them socially. During their debut period, he faced some teasing from the other members. Namjoon himself mentioned that he didn't fully understand Jin until they debuted. This might explain why they spent so much time together in those vlogs right after their debut, marking the beginning of the Nam-Jin dynamic. RM likely took the initiative because he wanted Jin to feel more integrated into the group. However, you could see Jin was quite awkward and shy during that time. He attributed it to the concept he was given, but he also appeared to be that way off camera. I'm not suggesting they bullied Jin harshly or that they were unkind, but he often seemed to be the target of jokes and appeared too shy to stand up for himself. I believe Namjoon and Jimin genuinely tried to support and understand Jin back then, while Tae and Kuki naturally connected with him. These days, Jin doesn't seem as close to Namjoon as he once was. That said, they still share a familial bond, having created countless memories together, so there's no doubt about their closeness. We only see a small glimpse of their lives, and the moments they share with us are carefully curated. However, from what we can observe, there have been fewer interactions between Nam-Jin recently. It seems like Jin now spends most of his time with Tae, Jimin, or Youngi, and he also appears to be doing more activities with Hobi. He is incredibly intelligent, possibly even the brightest among the group after Namjoon. While defining intelligence can be tricky and there are various forms of it, if we focus on traditional intelligence, like problem-solving, logical reasoning, self-reflection, and the ability to learn quickly, I believe Jin comes in right after Namjoon. RM has even mentioned that Jin is quite street smart, and during the 100th anniversary episode of Run, Tae chose Jin for his intellect. Jin downplayed this, suggesting it was just luck, but I genuinely think Tae picked him for his smarts. He seems to be an avid reader, and even his sarcastic, self-deprecating humor reflects his intelligence. Jin isn't a born artist. While he may have developed a love for it after honing his singing and dancing skills, giving the impression that he was destined to be an idol, I don't believe it comes naturally to him. He has a natural charisma, yet he doesn't seem to relish being in the spotlight. When discussing his ideal role in a movie or TV show, he expressed a desire to play the best friend or a supporting character. This could stem from his shy and humble nature, highlighting that he doesn't actively seek attention like some others do. It seems he might have seen a K-drama and decided that was his path, but before he could fully explore acting, he was scouted to become an idol. I'm not suggesting he isn't a fantastic artist or that he doesn't deserve his success. In fact, the hard work he put in to surpass those who may have been more naturally talented speaks volumes about his character. He wouldn't have reached this level of success without his striking appearance. This is a conclusion drawn from my previous point, and honestly, it's likely true. Jin is an incredibly dedicated individual, and I firmly believe that no matter which career he pursued, he would have thrived. However, it's hard to ignore that his good looks played a significant role in his rise to fame in the entertainment world. There are countless talented individuals out there, but what truly distinguished pre-debut Jin was his appearance. Contrary to his own views on his craft, Jin exudes confidence, fully accepting both his strengths and weaknesses. Fans sometimes interpret his worldwide handsome joke as a sign of arrogance or a superiority complex due to his looks. If he truly had a superiority complex, he wouldn't be seen sporting playful apple hairstyles, tying flowers in his hair, wearing pigtails, or even playfully attaching the RJ doll to his head during concerts. He wouldn't dramatically gesture with his fingers in slow motion to his lips and blow kisses while his eyes seemed to say, "Oh my, I'm so attractive," all while becoming a meme for fans' amusement. Such playful behavior requires a lot of confidence, a laid-back attitude, humility, and maturity for someone as handsome as him to embrace silliness, especially in an industry that values image so highly. Be like Jin. Stay positive and aim to bring joy to others. You'll discover that happiness surrounds you, including within yourself. Cherish your family, especially your younger siblings. Treat your loved ones to delicious meals. And most importantly, learn to love yourself.